we all look for some sort of instant closure after a breakup. And there is this idea that you do this one thing and then you're fine. You move to the other side of the world, or you start dating someone else and everything will just be good. But it doesn't work like that, I think. I think it's a kind of a harmful idea that we have in our minds. Don't pull over just yet. Look to the left. That's the one story that runs through the record, more or less. But I think that its purpose, if it has a purpose, and I like my records to have, or my songs to have a purpose, then it would be to give some sort of comfort to people. But I know what it is. So let's get married. I mean, I was worried about that it was going to be too personal when I was making the record. But then coming to a point where I felt like the record had reached something that was essentially human, that I think people could relate to. So I felt a lot better about it when the last pieces of the puzzle came together. Hey, do you wanna go see a band? No, I hate bands. It's always packed with men spooning their girlfriends, clutching their hands. So writing songs as presents to friends becomes this way of forgetting that it might be a song that you're going to release later. So I write a lot of my songs directly to friends and just bypass the rest of the crowd. And then usually they turn out better that way because I'm not aware of the fact that they might be heard by other people later on. I'm not as self-conscious when I write that way. I mean, the title track of the new record, for example, I wrote for my best friend in Australia, who I was going to get married to be able to get into the country permanently. I realized after a while that if I did get married, for that reason, I would never be able to tell the story. I would have to keep my mouth shut forever. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of hard when you're Jens Lekman to have such a great story and not be able to tell it. So I left the country instead and I wrote the song. I know what love is.